Tensions in West Asia continue to persist despite ongoing diplomatic negotiations. Well, Iran has accused the United States of violating an already fragile ceasefire and warns it is ready to retaliate after the US hit Iranian targets in what it describes as self-defense strikes. While describing the US action a gross violation of the ceasefire, Iranian Foreign Ministry says the country will not leave any evil unanswered, as the statement pointed to the strikes in southern Iran. Iran did not immediately confirm the reported strikes, but the country's state media reported that explosions were heard in Bandar Abbas city near the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Mehr news agency said that the situation in the city was under control and that there was no cause for concern. The overnight US strikes targeted Iranian missile sites and mine-laying boats in south of Iran. The renewed US strikes come at a time when Washington and Tehran struggle to reach a potential peace agreement. Well, as the security situation continues to evolve, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei says the US is losing its influence in West Asia, and he has warned the countries in the region to not host US bases. In a written statement, Iran's supreme leader said the hands of time will not turn backwards, and the nations and lands of the region will no longer serve as shields for American bases. The statement added that Washington will no longer have any safe point in the region for aggression or establishment of military bases. Well, meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has hailed the Iranian military's response against US strikes. Listen in.
They did not imagine that our armed forces, our defensive power and our offensive system could perform such feats. It was a completely surprising matter for all of them.
China has also urged both sides to respect the ongoing truce and resolve the dispute peacefully.
We urge the parties concerned to fulfill their ceasefire commitments, resolve disputes through peaceful means, continue to work toward a solution that takes into account the legitimate concerns of all parties through dialogue and negotiation, and promote the early restoration of peace in the Middle East and Gulf region.
Reacting to the US military strikes on Iran, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that the Strait of Hormuz must remain open, and he asserted that the US would ensure its reopening one way or another. Well, Rubio also expressed optimism about reaching an agreement with Iran.
And it's going to take a couple days to settle on, even down to the disagreements over a word, sentence. So we'll have to work through that. If there's going to be a deal, we're going to have to work through that. But this is, it's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
As peace deal talks remain underway, Trump has demanded a resolution to the issue of enriched uranium inside Iran, which has been a key sticking point. Trump on his Truth Social network said he expected Iran to hand over its enriched uranium to the United States to be destroyed, or have it destroyed in Iran with an international witness.